Let's use substitution to solve this problem. YSN scored 85% on part A of a math test and 95% on part B of the math test. Her total mark for the test was 70, and the total mark possible for the test was 78. How many marks is each part worth? Let's start by quickly making clear our variables. So part A of the math test, in terms of its mark count, so part A marks, we will just call A. And part B marks, we can call B. Great. So we have to come up with two equations to describe this situation and then use substitution to solve them. So one of the equations is going to come from these percentage scores on each part and the total score. So we know that her total score that she got was 70. And we know that she had to get some score on part A and on part B to do that. We know it's not 100% because she didn't get 78, but it's some percentage of A and B. Well, we're told what that is. We're told that she got 85% on part A and 95% on part B. And then those parts added up gave her a score of 70. That's one of our two equations. We'll call it number 1. The second equation comes from the amount of marks on the test. So the total amount of possible marks that you can get is 78. And you can get them from part A and part B being added together. As simple as that. Some marks from A, some marks for B, they add up to 78. We'll call that equation 2, just to be clear on things. Now, let's use substitution in these two equations to find how many marks are in A and B. So, let's solve equation 2 for A and then substitute that into equation 1. So we have 78 equals A plus B. And if we're solving it for A, we'll subtract B to the other side. Great. So now we take that and we're going to substitute it into the other equation, equation 1. So equation 1 now looks like 70 equals 0.85, but now we're substituting A in here, which is now 78 minus B, plus 0.95b. Expanding out these brackets, we have 66.3 minus 0.85b plus 0.95b. We can subtract the 66.3 from both sides and sum up the b terms as well. So on the right we'll have 0.1b, and on the left we have 3.7. Divide by 0.01 both sides, and we have 37, and that's how many marks b is worth. Now what about A? Well, we take that b and we substitute it into one of our equations and solve for A. So now we're going to take b, substitute it in here, and we'll have 37 instead. Subtract 37 from both sides, and we get an answer of 41. And those are the marks for part A and part B.